final round. Who on the die roll? Plan first. So 2 white mana, impeccable timing, Vizier. I kind of want to keep this hand. Obviously it has some issues, but I think this is worth keeping. We have the removal. We're a white mana away from being able to play our Vizier if we need it. And we're a red mana away from playing some goodies as well, so it seems worth it. Could be a bit risky, we'll find out. We shall find out. Okay, Boros aggro, I assume, which indicates yet another match where... This is the 3rd match where I played against a Dorn Pouncer? That's kind of crazy. Alright. So we probably will impeccably time the Pouncer, because then we have the Vizier to deal with the card when it comes back, which seems good. Okay, so we're a red mana away from some super value here. So, because I have the Deem Worthy and it can kill the Pouncer, I think I'm just going to block the Vizier here, or block with the Vizier here. So we're actually not going to use the ability. Okay, Devastator, so let's see if we can't rip something. Okay. So I'll play the Champ. Probably need to just double block, which obviously isn't ideal, but we're not in a great place to take 6 here. And it seems like I'm going to have a hard time keeping my mana up, so we can let them pay a couple mana and kill all of our things. Which obviously is not ideal, but we've managed to not draw red mana. So, beggars can't be choosers. So they kill both of our things, which does suck, but I don't know what to do about it. I was pretty much hoping they didn't have the follow-up play, but they had that too, unfortunately. So we did finally find the red mana, which is nice, so it seems like a good time to do the Champ, discarding probably a Steadfast Sentinel, I think, because we can eternalize it at some point, and a 2/3 is not insane on this board. We'll gain some life. It's not bad. Then if they bring back the Pouncer, we've got the Deem Worthy if we can draw land. Otherwise we're probably in some trouble, I guess. Edifice is obviously good, but thankfully it's not a good aggressive card until you get those 3 bricks on it. No attacks is good too. So, that's cool. I hate that these two are next to each other. Alright, so we play the Crop Captain and pass. Okay, So we're going to have to deal with that at some point. Camel, but we do have a desert, which is nice. So I guess we play camel. Although they're going to be able to turn off our camel's an attacker, I suppose. And I don't want to trade crop captain for an archer here either. So I may need to actually deal with the Aven, I guess, which is also a problem because then we can't deal with the Pouncer, but we can't take 3 flying for the rest of the game, so we may need to just do it. Scrapper's pretty good. Let's see here. So Defiant Kenra's pretty mediocre. So we can attack with the okay, so turn off our lifelinker. I think we have to chill, unfortunately, because those brick counters. So I guess we just play a Defiant Kenra. So now we got to deal with the Pouncer as well as the Aven. So we need a land, and I still haven't figured out which one I'm going to kill. It might actually be the Aven, because otherwise I don't quite know how I beat the Aven based on this hand, so I probably just need to deem it worthy. Well, this is tempting now to kill the Pouncer and get in with the lifelinker, but they get to just trade it off with the Archer, which is not great for us either. But I'm having to deal with that Pouncer. Alright. So I think we kill the Pouncer. I changed my mind. And then we can get in with Camel and Champion. And then if they stop one of our blockers, they can get in with everything. 3, 7, 9, 12, which I guess is too much. So probably have to leave the Champion back. I really don't like trading the Camel for... I guess we'll be at 14, but we're so far behind. We are so incredibly far behind. We're very, very painfully far behind, so I think we just have to attack with the Camel. This is really difficult. Them not blocking there is actually kind of shocking. Like, that seemed like the easiest snap block I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, we could rip a green mana and give this double strike to it, which would be pretty excellent. So they must have, like, Pursue Glory or something crazy. So I'm going to do that. We'll get afflicted for 2, go to 12. And we want to do... So let's see, we take 3, 7, 9, leaving us at 5 if we do this. Alright. Okay, so it was Pursue Glory. So I still think we would have died if we double blocked. I guess we would have only taken 10 instead. Huh, okay. So this is just such a winnable match. It's ridiculous. We'll bring in the Violent Impact. We had to draw pretty bad there to lose like this. Let's bring in the God Pharaoh's Faithful. So we'll cut the Leave to Chance again. And I kind of do like having the Violent Impact. So we'll probably cut like a... Could cut a Kindled Fury. I honestly am having a hard time here, but we do kind of want to deal with the stupid thing, or be able to cycle this, I guess, if we have to in emergencies. I guess we'll cut a Kindled Fury. I don't feel great about that, but I don't feel great about cutting anything in our deck. Could be like a Steadfast Sentinel because it's slow, but it gives us sort of reach in the late game too. So I don't know. It's tough. We'll play first. I don't know. We do have enough red spells where this is probably keepable, yeah. So we get punished pretty badly with no land draws, but we have a Defiant Kenra. I don't know. If we draw mana, this hand is quite good. If we don't, we're in trouble. Those are the hands you usually have to keep, sadly. Alright, that's certainly fine. We're going to be a turn behind on our things, but I can get behind that. Archer, so we'll do the Scrapper. Okay. So I can deem that worthy. Which is nice. I think we'll just do that now. Get some card advantage. I guess we can just smash for 2, but they're kind of the aggressor. So maybe it's better to just chill, because we have the same amount of cards in hand. And I feel like with the removal I can outvalue them in the late game. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be taking damage needlessly. Does not seem wise. So now we can get in with Scrapper. Leave, or play the Kenra. Leave up Sandblast. That's a fine trade for us. This guy is significantly worse than Archer, I would say, in this matchup. Aven's fine too. We have the answer for it. Pinkcaster is also good, so let's get some dudes down and pass. I guess we don't need to play the land. Okay. Okay, so Paincaster is just going to be able to take care of our opponent's stuff, which is pretty excellent. But they do have the means to get the Pouncer back, which is relevant. So let's just exert and deal with this dude. And then we want to get in with Scrapper again. Yeah, and we can electrify the Aven. Okay. Fanbear is a good rip. Oh, Paramount gets bigger too. Well, since I can't block anyway, I guess we'll get in. So Pursue Glory now we would take 11, which is not lethal. So Fanbear 2, so we can't quite deal 12. Our Crop Captain's good here, so we have to keep the Devastator locked down. We can get him for 6 here. We can kill, ping the Pouncer, tap the Devastator. Maybe it's wiser to just, well, in case I need a blocker, but I'm just going to exert anyway. Well, guess because, okay. So we'll do this, because we can pump with the Captain too next turn, which is pretty good. So I take 4, play the Captain, and we pass. Tap the Devastator. We do tie to Inferno Jet, but I'm just going to allow it. Looks like that's what it is. No, Granitic Titan. Okay, well, I can actually deal with that, which is cool. So, tap the Devastator. And I guess we got to ping the Pouncer here. So, I feel like I actually should have taken that. I think we could have killed him. I screwed up there. Because I would have been able to tap the Titan and swing team, and with the pumped Honored Crop Captain, it would have been lethal. So that was a mistake. Because now I don't think I actually have lethal. Although, maybe I do. Because I can't... Yeah, actually, I guess I still do. I still do. So we tap Titan, and then with the pump here, it's going to be 5, 8, 11. Yeah. So we tap this. Swing team with exert, and that should be lethal. Exacxes. Exacxes lethal. I don't think I did my math wrong. I hope I didn't. Because this is going to be 5 that they can't block. And then the other 2 are going to be, it's Exacxes lethal. So, close one though. Jeez. That's yet another reason not to just keep exerting it or whatever. But that is cool. So yeah, just hyper aggro, really good deck. I want the Kindled Fury, I just don't know how I can do it. Because it's like I want everything here. I want maybe we don't need like the Gilded Ceradon because it's too expensive. But a 4/4 is like just a fantastic body in this matchup too. Maybe the Violent Impact is too underwhelming, but the fact that you can just cycle it is good too in emergencies. I think we're gonna run it back. Like I really do kind of want to deal with the Edifice. It's pretty good. Alright, we have to mulligan this. This one we get to keep though. And I honestly don't know if I'm supposed to keep this or not. I think I'm actually going to bottom it. I know it seems strange, but either land or a cheaper spell seems better to me than a 2/3 for 4 at the moment. Like, it's not that it's bad, because it's not, but I feel like we can do better. So it's usually best practice to keep the desert information hidden. Crop Captain's good. Let's keep the desert info hidden for now with the camel so they don't think that we have it. That might persuade them to be a little more diligent, or a little less diligent in keeping up the edifice, and maybe a little more willing to play a 4-drop this turn. Which it looks like they are, which is fine too, by the way. So now we can play the desert and get some better value here too, which I like quite a bit. And then we can leave up the Sandblast as well. Ooh, impeccable timing. It's also pretty excellent. So let's get in with the camel now. And I'll pretty happily, I think, trade the... I think we just trade the camel. The fact that they don't want to is good news too. So we can play the captain and leave up the timing too, which is really nice. Gustwalker, okay, so we can Sandblast that. I probably, I'm trying to think if I just trade off the archer for the captain. Let me impeccable time this first. Well, I guess am I blocking? That is the question. I guess not. Kind of glad they pay if they do. That's good. Okay, so let's just time this dude. After pumps is great too. So now we can kind of smash back and look sexier. And 5 is okay. That's good. So now we're kind of just looking. We're kind of just doing it. So let's get in. I think I'm just willing to trade my camel. I guess they get to turn off my camel here, but that's fine too. So I'll probably just smash for 3, and then we can drop the Geru, which just looks really good here. Because not only does it give us the card advantage we want, but it has Vigilance, which I think is good. That's actually fine too. Like, I think Gustwalker is something we don't want to have to deal with, and Geru with card advantage is great too. So let's get our Samet. Granted, we can't play Samet, but that's okay. So we have the outs for Edifice somewhere in here as well. And now they can't really comfortably attack into Geru without a combat trick of some sort. And we have Gilded Ceradon, and Sandblast. So it's like, we're looking pretty good here. We can deal with the Aven. We can attack in and tap things. Get by blockers. They really have to deal with like multiple of our creatures. That's feels like a mistake. I think they thought it. I'm actually not sure why they're... Oh, they wanted to put the... Okay. So this lets them get back their... Is it power too? So they get back their Gustwalker too. Okay. That's pretty strong. So that wasn't something I anticipated. That could be a game flipper. We'll find out. Deemworthy's not bad either. I think we're just going to play the Ceradon. Oh, we're going to play the Ceradon here. My thinking is I'm going to Deemworthy the Gustwalker if they play Dawn, getting it back, which I think is ultimately better. Or Deemworthy something like that if I have to. I have the Sandblast for that, I guess. So that's probably just better. And electrify, so now I can electrify it as well. No cards in their hand, which is good. Might just be better to sandblast it. But electrify makes better use of mana, I think. Eternal. Okay, well, the good news is we can deal with that too. Okay. Just gonna have to be patient here. That's a good draw. So I think we are going to trade here. They do get their guys back, but we can deem worthy the first one, I guess. Yeah, them having all that is pretty bad for us. When do they get it back? Oh, it's to your hand. Well, okay. Well, that's cool then. So let's just cycle. Deal with this guy. Steadfast Sentinel is fine. Scrapper is good as well. So I'm trying to think. So we can do the Scrapper and leave up the Sandblast. I guess we do that. I'm not going to be able to deal with the Aven, but I think this is what we got to do. Just Sandblast it now before it gets pumped. Well, they don't have Aven yet. That's good news. And we have our own. That's fantastic. So let's get in there. This life gain is very relevant right now. Once again, really why Aven is such a fantastic card. We have the Out for Edifice somewhere in there too, which is nice. Okay, Takrop Elite is actually fine. We can attack into it, which is good. Sunscourge Champion's a fantastic draw there. We're going to play the Sentinel. I like leaving the champion a little bit more of a surprise. It also makes better use of mana. Spearmaster, sure. That's a great draw. So, 4, 7, 9. We're so close to killing them. So if we violent impact post combat, then we get to keep the Ceradon up too. But they could get to. I think we want to play the Champ this turn. Well, no, we get the Steadfast Sentinel as a blocker too, don't we? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good then. Why don't we just attack with... Okay, so we'll attack with the Scrapper. Attack with these 3. Might still make sense to just attack normal. Attack with those 3. I'm actually pretty happy they're making that trade. And then we can violent impact the Edifice. And pass. And then they can't deal with our Ceradon. We have a lot of lethal things here. We don't die to Inferno Jet. We do die to... We die to the Onward to Victory. But I think we would have died to that even if I had played Sunscourge Champion, honestly. And we got there. Cool. Honestly, this was not a deck I was expecting to win with. Not that it was a bad deck at all, but I just wasn't looking at it and being like, well, this looks like a 3-0 deck. So pretty pleasantly surprised. The life gain came up huge every time. Sunscourge Champion, the Avens are really phenomenal in this format, especially for decks that don't just beat down super hard like we don't. But fun deck, fun brew. Got to play Zero with a Planeswalker, which is fun. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back for more.